Hey, everybody. We are very excited today to be talking to Matt Charette. He is the owner of 3 amazing restaurants in the East Nashville area, Beyond the Edge, Boston Commons, and Drifters. When you say, everybody says we're a family and everybody says, we've got the best team. I've been on a lot of those teams where leadership says we're like a family and they say that we're the best team, but they say it because they think they should say it, not because we are.
I think developing a team is a skill. It's a business skill too, right? There's probably some people who are listening going, man, how do you do that? There's people that steal from you. There's people that don't do their job. There's people who are dishonest. I think there's a framework that has to be accomplished first. It's not you love your people so much that at all costs they're able to do whatever it is that they want to do. This isn't what we're talking about here. We're talking about, being loyal to our values and principles more so than being loyal to a person. And any person who's loyal to those same values and principles isn't going to take advantage of our culture. And, one of the hardest things to do is to help someone leave my company who's no longer the right fit. But it's recognizing that not only are they not the right fit for my company, but my company is no longer the right fit for them. Yeah. And that is one of the most difficult things, especially if you've had someone who's worked for you for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. And it's going to happen. Sometimes, the company's going to grow this way and they're going to grow the other way. And that's fine, and it really, that is to me, the biggest leadership challenge is to always make sure that we are loyal to our values and principles. And again, it goes back to, this is helping people get out of their own way. And it's almost like, what's the old dating adage that if you're dating someone that you're not in love with, you're not doing them any favors because you're preventing them from going and finding the love of their life, or someone who will love them the way that they should be loved. Well, that's the same thing in business. If you've got people who are working in your company and they're not the right fit, you are preventing them from finding the right fit for them. We'll go back. We can go full circle here in passion. If someone is hating their job with you, you are preventing them from going and loving a job somewhere else.
And when people ignore their people or they just don't pay attention to, or cultivate a company culture, like you have a company culture, whether you pay attention to it or not. And if you're not paying attention to it, it's probably not good. And, just saying it's good doesn't make it good. You have to nurture it. You have to give it the tools to be successful. You have to create a plan and you have to help people develop. And if you don't love people, it's never, you're not going to have that. No matter how many times you say we have the best team and we're a family, if you don't love people from the bottom of your heart and want them to be happy and successful first, it's just not there. And I think there's a disproportionate number of people in Nashville that truly love and truly care.
I think it's natural for a lot of leaders to want to challenge people to grow. The problem is, you don't have the blind spot that I had. My blind spot has been, I just love to work. And this is something that I usually explain early on to the folks that I mentor. There's a difference between the stress that comes from failure of success and the stress that comes from failure of failure. Okay. What you and I get to experience, especially with entrepreneurs and successful people, is there's this really bad stress that comes from failure that's just a part of success. And then there's the failure that comes from, I've done the wrong thing. Yeah. That's one of the things that this pandemic has highlighted for me, because I'm mentoring another group of entrepreneurs. Yeah. And usually in our Catalyst mentor groups, you're just dealing with known problems. Someone's presenting a problem that, here's the known solution. Here's the known business solution, right? This is stuff that's in your control. You're just not controlling it. Or maybe you've told yourself for a very long time it's out of your control, but it's actually in your control. Well, right now, a lot of folks are dealing with stuff that just isn't in their control. And a lot of our known solutions don't apply. And so that's a really big, significant challenge that's different. But I love when that stress that somebody's feeling is because they are failing in the success pattern.
Yeah. It's like falling up.
Yeah.